People, especially auto workers, what can I do right now to brighten my future and my family's? There's a program at Eastern Michigan University, and it's helping those committed to making the transition from working with their hands to managing high technology, a growing field. This morning, I'm giving you an inspiring look, I hope, at how others have confronted and conquered their fears of the future.
They decided to downsize me.
You wake up in the middle of the night, you worry. Sometimes you have a hard time going to sleep.
It can bring my stress level high just because of the uncertainty. I've been there 20-some years. I should feel pretty comfortable, but in this day and age, that doesn't matter anymore.
Not getting up in the morning, that was very rough on me.
Some have already felt the axe. Others see it hovering. They fear the future, but instead of hitting bottom, they're hitting the books.
Everything has to work well together.
Eastern Michigan's technology management program brings together adult workers with associate's degrees and helps them earn a more marketable bachelor's degree. Dave Nanny had 13 years in as a supervisor at Ford's Wayne Assembly Plant when he was let go in January. But he was already at work on his education even when he was working 50 hours a week at the facility. It has softened the blow.
I got a lot of career behind me, and this particular program will actually bring me up to the next level. But in my eyes, I can see myself in executive management after I get out of this.
You feel empowered. You feel like you're making a contribution to your own future, and you're, getting something out of it at the end. No one can take your knowledge away from you. So.
But returning to the classroom is intimidating. Most ended their education a decade ago, and sharing a classroom with kids half your age is sometimes awkward. Josh isn't deterred, even though he's putting in 50-hour days at Ford's Romeo engine plant. It's still tough, but at least manageable because much of the coursework is done online.
It really helps because it gives you an opportunity to really balance work, life, and school, giving you the opportunity to do it whenever you can, after work, before work.
Terry found herself sharing homework time with her teenage son.
Because had been so long since I've been in school that I was a little bit overwhelmed, and he was able to help me with my homework. See, that was pretty funny.
They get peace of mind now, a more secure future, and knowledge. That's the kind of economic stimulus with no expiration date. And that's what's key here. It's personal, it's permanent, it's something you can use, and instead of being paralyzed, these folks are taking action. They say, that really feels empowering. Now, they credit their success and the friendliness of this program they're in to the woman who developed it. And at 6:45, you're going to meet someone who made what seems to be an improbable leap from the assembly line to college professor. And she's an inspiring story herself, and she has made this program so comfortable.
Yes.
And they all have the same advice for all of us facing this, is just do it.
Yes.
Sign up, do something to improve it. If they can, you can.
And of course, getting more education and having that degree just helps you when you're going after jobs. It puts you that leg up over someone that doesn't. So, very good program. 6:20 is your time. Coming up the next 15 minutes here on Local 4, the drastic measures some women are going to make sure that they don't get breast cancer.
And also, we'll have weather and traffic on the 4s when we come back and see if we can dry out. Facing so many families across our area, how do you weather the cruel ups and downs of the auto industry, the repeated layoffs, the uncertain future? Well, the life of Pam Becker is a pretty inspiring example. She made the leap from building cars on the line to building new lives in a college classroom, helping others make that big transition.
I'm interested in returning to college.
Every morning, Professor Pam Becker's inbox is stuffed with new requests for help. Many are former or current auto workers trying to jumpstart their futures by restarting their education. And they find a sympathetic ear.
I left Chrysler and got TAA funds for school.
Because in the last auto depression, she was putting windshields into Chevys at GM Willow Run and dealing with repeated layoffs herself. She wanted something more secure, but
the money is so fantastic working at the plant that if you have a family and a house, the only way you can leave is if you have something else lined up.
She finally headed back to class. It took 11 long years, but she earned her bachelor's and learned a higher degree doesn't guarantee a higher income.
When I was going through it, I had to take a pay cut with a business degree, but I didn't have relevant business experience. So if you don't have experience, you may have to take a slight pay cut.
But they do. They are Pam's students, enrolled in a technology management program she developed. She designed it to clear the obstacles many workers face as they try to turn their 2-year associate's degree into a 4-year bachelor's. It eases the transfer of credits and is tailored to be portable to any industry that uses technology. Enrollment has tripled in 5 years, and the program retains an astounding 89% of the students who start. Some work is in the classroom, most is online.
I was able to finish my bachelor's degree in 4 years instead of like 8 or 9, going part-time.
Her students range in age from 18 to 65. Many are already working 50-hour weeks, raising families, and going to school. And it helps when the professor has walked in your shoes.
She understands that, you know, working full-time, a mom, and doing schoolwork, she's actually very flexible, you know, allowing extensions as long as you kind of ask for it ahead of time.
It has not been an easy road.
In the end, it pays off, though. It pays off so much. Job satisfaction is so much higher. I can't begin to describe it. You couldn't ask for a better job because you get to help people. Every day I get to help people improve their lives, and that's extremely rewarding.
Is it easy? No, you got to juggle work, family, classwork, but all of those students say they get peace of mind because they're taking control of their future. They're learning skills that they can use down the road, but in many cases those same skills help improve their job security for the work they're doing right now.
So important just to stay optimistic and do something and not approach these changes and transitions with fear, but rather with solutions, and that's a good one.
By the way, in terms of cost, $14,000 for the program at EMU to get a bachelor's. That compares to something like $60,000 at U of M, so it's pretty affordable.
Time now is 6:52. We're going to get you updated with your weather and traffic when we come right back in just 2 minutes. Stay with us.
The economy matters.